Harihi Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. I thought I would start a series of short video clips to explain the meaning behind the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Many of you now have been joining me in this Nitya Karma, this daily to be done karma over some months now, and I am sure you have familiarized yourself with the names. I thought it would be nice if you understand the meaning behind these names as well, as it will add a potency, an extra potency to the way you chant the mantra, the shloka, the stotra. Although in the Vedic culture, Ishvara, Brahman, the Lord, is seen as limitless consciousness. He is the limitless truth that pervades the whole universe. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, it is said in the scriptures. One Lord, Ishavasyam Idagum Sarvam. He is the one that pervades this whole universe in the form of pure, limitless consciousness. But it is very difficult for an individual to relate to the whole when it is a formless entity, descriptiveless, attributeless. How does one relate? And life is all about relation. We cannot escape relating in life because we are not alienated, isolated creatures on this planet. We are connected to the whole on all levels, as we have been seeing. The connection to the whole, the individual to the whole, is made on all levels. So how do we connect to the whole? And this is one of the ways, through chanting of Sat stotras and Sat mantras, we can connect our individual ego to the whole, which is total, which is Ishvara. So it is only a perspective. The one pervading truth is seen from many, many perspectives. 1,000 windows we have in this particular prayer to view the divine, to view the Lord. And the language of composition itself lends to descriptions and depictions. Sanskrit, such a profound language in which everything has meaning, describes the attributes and qualities of a thing, an object, or a person. That is why we can have 1,000 names for one form. It is describing the Lord in all those 1,000 ways. So this is what this prayer does. And as many prayers do in the culture, in the tradition, it is 1,000 ways of looking at the one truth who is in the form of everything. And in the Sanatana Dharma culture, Sanatana Dharma is the timeless way of life, the view of life, which is prescribed in the Vedas. And the followers of this view and way of life, doesn't matter what religion you're from, this view and this vision of life can be in all cultures, in all traditions, are known as Sanatana Dharmis in Sanskrit. And in this Sanatana Dharma culture, the repetition of the names of the Lord is nothing new. It has been there, well, from eons of time it has been there. It has been coming down. The repetition of Bhagavan Nama, the names of the Lord, very important role to play in spiritual life, because there are some effects it has. And the number one effect being the purification of the mind. Now, the mind is the instrument for knowing the truth, the reality of the universe, of the Lord, and of oneself. If the instrument is not made ready, if the instrument is not pure, then it is impossible to understand and assimilate that truth which all the scriptures discuss. So this is the benefit of this chanting, helps to purify the mind to discover this truth ultimately. The other effect, another effect it has is that constant and consistent repetition of these names has the ability to give great emotional, mental, and even physical strength to face all of life's challenges. It helps also cleanse the environment that one is surrounded by, however toxic the environment is. The very sound of the names has the ability to cleanse the environment of all negativity. And for some time during the day, we acknowledge something very, very important to acknowledge, which is our own powerlessness to control so many factors in our lives. We do live our lives expecting results, wanting things to be in a certain way. But what do we find? Many instances in our life, things don't go our way. Things don't go exactly the way we want them to go. How do we accept? Who is the one who decides what happens in the life? What comes to me in life? And this is where such prayers become very important, to acknowledge, to humble oneself, to acknowledge the whole, to acknowledge the omnipotence, the omniscience, and the omnipresence of the Lord. The ego bows in humility in the chanting to that omnipresent, omnipotent, that Lord, the omnipresent Lord. It bows to and acknowledges help, acknowledges the need for help, the need for his grace to make any endeavor successful, to make life successful. And these names very beautifully reveal the three things about this Lord. They talk about the essential nature of the Lord, some of the names, which is, of course, pure, limitless consciousness. Ishvara also is revealed through some of the names as the intelligent and material cause of this universe. He is not just the intelligence behind this universe. Vedas say he is the material, he is the very material. And if he is the very material, what does that make him? He is in everything. He is in and through this whole universe. There is not a place where he is not. So Ishvara is acknowledged as the intelligence and the material for this universe. These names also describe the particular form that we are worshipping through this hymn, which is Lord Vishnu. So this is another third aspect of the names. You will find names that reveal this manifested form of the Lord, who is depicted as Vishnu. But again, he is a gateway to the only truth, which is Lord. So the actual 1,000 names begins with the most auspicious sound, Om. All have heard this sound symbol, Om. It is a profound sound symbol and standing for something much greater than itself. It is like a flag of the nation which stands for the whole country. Om always stands for something greater. It signifies an auspicious beginning as soon as it is chanted. You see it here next to me. This symbol Om is here. And this signifies an auspicious beginning. That is why it is put in front of all mantras. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. We see Om is put in front of everything because it is an auspicious beginning. We also, Om is derived actually from the Sanskrit root. We see it as the root to protect. Avarakshane. It is derived from that root, which means it contains the qualities of the root. It has, as a sound symbol, the ability to protect you, protect the chanter, the one who chants it regularly. It gives that protection from all the obstacles that one faces in life. We will see that in some other discussion. So Om is a very, very important thing to begin the Vishnu Sahasranama with. And various significances are given for these two letters, O-M. But They are actually three letters, in fact. Because of Sandhi rules, Sanskrit conjunction rules, the three letters turn into two letters and are written as OM in English. But the three letters are AUM. A, U, M. It is not to be chanted in that way. We do hear people chanting Aum. That is not correct Sanskrit. It should be chanted as Om, but the knowledge should be there that this Om is composed of three letters. And this becomes important because those individual three components of Om stand for something more significant. So Om, actually, it is said, stands for that Brahman, the limitless whole, out of which this universe arises, by which the universe is sustained, and into which the universe resolves. Om stands for this limitless truth as well. And on the total level of this universe, the A of Om is said to represent the physical, gross, material universe, all that is perceptible using any of the means of knowledge available to us. The A of the Om represents that. The U is representative of energy, of the subtle universe, all those things that we are not able to perceive. Even the thought world is contained in the subtle universe. Anything unseen, but which is helping the universe to function as it is. This is U, represented by U, making this universe function on the subtle level. And the last letter of Om represents the causal universe, the unmanifest universe from which all things have come, but all things resolve into that. The effects, all the effects, which is this universe, resolve into that, the causal universe. The gross and subtle go back into dormancy, go back into seed form. So this two letters, the sound Om, has such profound meaning in this sense. On the individual sense also, just as on the total individual Om, it is connected with our three states of experience. The A represents the waking state. All physical and mental activity take place in the waking state. And you can even see the opening of the mouth, all comes to life. Soon as you wake up, you yawn as well. So everything comes alive in the waking state. Dream state represents the dream state where some mental activity does take place. And finally, M. The is where all the resolution of everything takes place on the sleep level. When does everything resolve? In the deep sleep state. So as on the total is the causal universe, on the individual level, it is represented as the sleep state, where everything resolves, including my egoic self. There's no sense of individuality in the deep sleep state. There is no awareness of the Jagat. Everything resolves, and you return to the bija avastha, or the seed form, during deep sleep. Another meaning given for Om is all sounds and all languages are contained within these three letters. You cannot get any other sounds through any other means. Om is opening the mouth and then closing it. So everything comes to life through the opening. All languages come to life through The first thing we do when we start speaking, first sound to come out in any language, then all the words resolve. So all languages, it is said, all sounds are contained within these two letters Om. So sounds indicating his essence and presence. All of these names indicate his essence and presence. They're all non-separate from him, non-separate from Om. So that is why the Vishnu Sahasranama begins very auspiciously with this Om. Om is everything. Lord is everything. And Om is the Lord. Om is divine. So with that, we will see the names in the next session. Om itself took so much of unfoldment. Hari Om, Hari Om.